you've got mail, you've got lumpy mail. And you're probably going, what? Okay, well, if you are under 30, then this won't mean anything to you. But back in the day, we used to get mail shots of direct marketing, loads of envelopes. And I would go through and go, choose which ones I wanted to give my attention to. But I have to tell you, the ones that were lumpy, they got my attention. What was in it? You know, like when you were a kid for Christmas coming up, and you weren't allowed to open your presents early, but you could finger them. You could try and work out what it was. Well, that's what I did with the lumpy mail. Now, you're probably thinking that she's really gone off a rocker this time. I want to follow on from last week's session where we were talking about getting together your assets, because think lumpy mail and think, how are you going to stand out? How are you going to grab somebody's attention? I was talking about getting your assets together so that you can be very clear and very succinct in how you describe what you're doing, the transformation that you share with people when you speak. Because at the end of the day, what's in it for me is your guiding principle. You know what you want to say? I said to you last week, don't let what you want to say get in the way of what the audience wants to hear or needs to hear. So, structuring what you're going to say requires you know your purpose. Absolutely, you're grounded and firm in that. Your purpose for your audience, the purpose for you. Why are you talking about your particular topic and why now? That is crucially important, because that, as I keep telling you, is going to keep you grounded when the road bumps appear. Who are you talking to? Who is your target audience? Because depending on who they are, what are the phrases you're going to use, the sticky words, if you will, that are going to be stuck in their memory? Some of you will have heard me talk about the first event that we went to when we were allowed out for the first time after COVID lockdown. And I spoke about the day that I came home to find my husband dead in the chair after work. Now, that was a shock. And I was speaking about how I was shocked, the grief I felt, the relief I felt, because, as I described it, he'd been sucking the life out of me. He was mentally unwell. This was not intentional. But that phrase, sucking the life out of me, really resonated with one of the audience. Now, I didn't particularly think of it as a strong phrase, but she did. And it gave her the courage to make a big life decision and to walk out of a toxic relationship that she'd been in for years. So this is why I'm saying it's really important to know who your target person is, that one person that you're talking to. What is going to impact them? What is going to break their pattern of thought? Challenge them. Again, if you've been around me for any length of time, you'll know I talk about poking the bear with grace, ease, and conviction. Now, that's something that everybody remembers me for. When I've been doing a presentation online, if I'm doing a networking call, I always talk about poking the bear with grace, ease, and conviction. People don't often remember the pokey bit, but as soon as I bring the bear out, they go, oh, yes, you're the one with the teddy bear, aren't you? I stick in the memory. It's not going to be quite so easy when you're on stage, although you can have a few props worth remembering. You've also got to work out with your event manager how you can access those props. So, knowing who you are talking to, what is going to resonate with them, those sticky phrases, those words that you can drop into the content of what you're saying. It's like a refrain, like a chorus in a song. Anybody remember Clementine. Oh, my darling, oh, my darling Clementine. You can forget all the verses, but you can remember the tune and the words for the chorus. And that's the same with any catchy thing. Think about jingles on adverts, commercials. You remember the jingle long after the advert has stopped running. Same goes with those particular phrases. Now, I could come up with a whole heap of them at the moment that are culturally referenced back to the UK. And I have to catch myself because I speak to an international audience. I'm living in Australia now. But there will be things that you have in common. As I said, know who your audience is. Those will be the things that stick in the memory and you will be remembered for the right reasons. Sticky words, sticky phrases. What are you going to be known for? As I've told you, I'm known as the woman who pokes the bear. That's my little teddy bear around. I'm also known as somebody who talks about being committed to mad, as in making a difference. I mean, yeah, we actually on our book, Making a Difference. So this is what I say. Be known for something. Have a set number of phrases that you start getting known for. This is your signature. Then, when you come to getting booked by event managers, they have a clear understanding of what you do, particularly if you then talk about the transformation. What is it that your audience is going to experience as they are listening to you from stage? And by stage, I mean Zoom stage or physical stage. So be very clear, nut out if you can, not if you can, in 30 words or less, the transformation that your audience is going to experience by listening to you. This is really important because if you can distill it down, one, it'll help cement it in your head. And secondly, when you talk to an event manager, they don't have to worry about all the fluff. You've been very clear, very succinct. This is what I talk about. This is the transformation. This is what you can expect for booking me. And who my target audience is, by the way, because then the event manager will go, well, then hang on a minute. I've got an event coming up with conference. Oh, yes. He'd be perfect. She'd be just the person I need to contact. Be known for one thing. You know, inch wide, mile deep. For instance, I work with inspirational speakers and show them that it is possible to access and share the deep wisdom from the messy times of their life in a way to support other people without re-traumatizing themselves every time they speak. I've said who the audience is, inspirational speakers. I've said what the transformation is. You come from that messy point in your life where you know that there's been some wisdom there, but you maybe don't want to talk about it because you don't want to relive it, and rightly so. So I work with speakers to be able to tap into that wisdom without causing themselves any further trauma. And actually also being able to share that information without traumatizing the audience. Because some of the people I work with, it's a bit tough, really tough. And depending on how you explain that, you could actually traumatize the audience. And that is not what you want, is it? So that's giving you some indication of the transformation of being in my signature talk. So being clear on your purpose, being clear on your people, being clear on the transformation that you offer. Distill that down to 30 words or less. Have those sticky phrases, have those things that you are known for, because those are the things that you are going to put up on your socials. Those are the phrases that you're going to include at every possible opportunity. They are going to be your tagline. What you're known for. Your, what's the word I'm after? Catchphrase. Yes, catchphrase. What are you going to be known for? Who are they going? Well, when somebody hears that, committed to mad, all your words have power, even more so. The number of people who've said to me when they hear that phrase, they think of me. Great, it's working. That's what you're after. Consistently using those sticky phrases, those sticky words, and become known for that. That's what I've got for you for this week. Building on last week. So think about it and do seriously do this work. Nut it out. 30 words or less. What is the transformation that you achieve for your audience? Who the target audience is, what they will go through as they're listening to you. If you can bring that in, let me know in the comments in the group, and then we can nut it out further if necessary. Because this is how you're going to get known and what you're going to get known for. Think of your signature. Same goes with your speech. That's what I got for you this week. Let me know in the notes, in the comments, what your 30 words or less is. Bye from me.